If the other vendors are not a disabled veteran business enterprise, then we add 3% to their price. And so that's in hope that the disabled veteran business enterprise business would be the lowest bidder at that point.
Welcome to Season 1 of VETS. VETS is a Veteran Entrepreneur Training Series brought to you by the Southwest Veterans Business Resource Center.
We don't we've never trained our vendors. We don't train our vendors. We train the buyers, and we have a very good buyer training program, but we don't train our vendors. And so we thought that this would be an opportunity, this is your test group, to start training our vendors. And hopefully we will get better quality bids and higher quality proposal responses. And the competition is good for the county. It is your tax-paying dollars that we're talking about. And so that's what we want to make sure that we're being good stewards of your tax-paying dollars. So what do we purchase? Okay, almost everything. Laboratory equipment, office supplies, security alarms, furniture, automobiles, construction, public works, so you name it, we purchase it. County uses varied methods to procure goods and services, and we have what they call the low value purchases, and those are purchases between $0 and $2,500. We also use something called informal bidding, and that's anything that's up to $25,000. Buyers can go out and informally bid. Now, what do we mean by informal bidding? What we mean by that is that they will go out and they will get 3 bids, a minimum of 3. Some of them may get 10, they may get 15, just what is needed. And they can do that by telephone, they may email you, they may fax you. There are a lot of bids that are under $25,000 that are very lucrative, and it's a way of getting your feet in the door with the county of Riverside, and that's goods and services. Anything over $25,000 is going to be a formal bid. So it's going to be put out on our public purchase website. We also use something called cooperative purchasing. So as a small vendor, you should be looking at maybe partnering with bigger companies or partnering together, several small companies together, to maybe get on some of these cooperative contracts. We also have emergency purchases. That's done usually with getting quick quotes, again, kind of like what they do for informal bidding. Particularly, let's say with the fire department and the sheriff department. When they have an emergency, we have to get moving. We have to procure goods and services so that they can meet the needs of the public. And we have what they call sole single source. Anything that is sole source has to go to the Board of Supervisors. If it's under $25,000 sole source, our Director of Purchasing has the authority to sign off on it. Anything under 25, the board has granted him that authority. We work with the purchasing teams. Make contact with your buyer and maybe find out what's the best way to communicate with that buyer if they want you to kind of keep them updated on your products or services by email. They probably won't do fax, but it's either going to be email or they may want to have you do a meeting with the department to come in person and talk about and kind of pitch your products to that particular department. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that. So how do you get started? Of course, the first thing we want to talk about is getting suppliers registered. And so that's where Dirk is going to come in and kind of tell you about getting registered.
This is our newly and improved website. We just redid this website a couple months ago. It shows you current open bids, bid results. There's a column for vendors in particular. Yes, the first step that you want to do is, as a vendor, to go to our website and go to vendor registration and maintenance. Maintenance, because that's where you would also go not only to register, but also to update your information if something changed. Go and register on publicpurchase.com in case you haven't done that. Okay, if you click on this link, it'll take you directly to the public purchase registration site. The registration process on publicpurchase.com is a two-step process. You register on there first. They send you an email to confirm your identity, basically. Then you log into your email account, click on it, and activate your registration. And then you find the entities within public purchase, such as the County of Riverside or the City of Paris or the City of Riverside, and then you're able to see the bids. But you can search by description or by keyword. If you provide janitorial services, you can type in a keyword that says janitorial and click on lookup, and it gives you a list of commodity codes that contain that word. There's a minimum amount of one commodity code that you need to register under, otherwise your registration is not complete and it won't let you save that. But you can enter as many commodity codes as possible. In fact, I would recommend that you do that. If your company provides different types of services, make sure that you put a variety of them in there so that when a bid is posted or if somebody's looking for a company that provides your kind of services or the items that you're selling, comes up. And that will enable you to participate in the bidding process and to get bid notifications sent to you via email based on the commodity codes that you registered under.
One of the most important things that Dirk mentioned, I want to make sure that everybody kind of caught that, is that he mentioned over and over again, make sure you register for as many NIGP codes as you think possible. So Public Purchase will send you an email letting you know there's a bid out there for medical equipment, and you can make the decision whether to bid on it or not. And yes, we do submit bids through Public Purchase, and you should always get an award notice. If you put in a bid, you should get an award notice letting you know that who has won that bid. So here's our website for Public Purchase. You can also get in through the County of Riverside website, and we post bids for purchasing. It's under 175. Also, at the next workshop that we're going to do, we will have a person that's going to be talking about bids that are over 175. So she's going to kind of clue in and go over those bids as well. We have two purchasing programs. They are the local preference, whereby a vendor that is local to the County of Riverside will receive a 5% preference, and that is used for evaluation purposes only. Let's say, for instance, if your company is within the County of Riverside, then the companies that are not would have an additional 5% added to their bid. There's a 3% Disabled Veterans Business Enterprise preference, and it's used again for evaluation purposes. If the other vendors are not a Disabled Veteran Business Enterprise, then we add 3% to their price. And so that's in hope that the Disabled Veteran Business Enterprise business would be the lowest bidder at that point here first.
You combine them, so if you're in the county and a DVVE, then it becomes 8?
We do not at this point combine them. There is, we're discussing it, but at this point, no, we do not combine them. It's just one or the other. But for all of our bids that go out, you will see a certain amount of insurance that's required. It's usually $1 million insurance policy. Must possess all valid licensing, certifications, and you have to be in compliance with all local, state, and federal laws and regulations. So if you're going to do business with the county, we definitely award to the most responsible. Responsible meaning that you have the right insurances. Responsible meaning that you have the license that's required and that you meet all of those types of requirements. Responsive meaning that you're responsive to the bid that's out there, that you that you didn't turn it in late, that you, if it was a mandatory meeting, you attended the mandatory meeting, and that if they asked for 7 years, that you demonstrated 7 years of experience, that sort of thing.
Today's question is brought to you by thearc.com. True or false? Awarded vendors must possess valid licenses and/or certifications to be compliant with all federal, state, and local laws.
The Southwest Veterans Business Resource Center, where communities serve veterans.